Hi, everyone. Ugh. Welcome. This is Maria. If we haven't met before, we haven't practiced together yet. Sorry for the short delay. My camera wasn't working. I'm just putting some information in the comment section. Thanks, Jill. It's true. My birthday is tomorrow, so no class on Thursday. Yeah, let me know if you're here. I love to know who is with me on the class, and it helps me kind of plan for the future. You need 2 blocks and a strap-like object. So if you have a strap, grab that. I'm going to go ahead and fix my mat. Recognize that I'm a little late, so we'll wait a few more moments. Let's see. All righty. Hold on one moment. Okay, let's get started. So yeah, 2 blocks, 1 strap, or a strap-like object, and let's do it. Okay. Come to your mat and go ahead and grab both of your blocks. You're going to set up your blocks towards the back of the mat. One's going to go on this is like, you can see this, the lowest is like height 1. To get to height 2 and place it long way across your mat. So I can kind of see how you can see that. It's going to be like this, like this on that. And then the other one's going to come on the highest setting and go behind that one, setting up for a heart bend. We've done this together before. And compass it down with your back facing the blocks, and then just bring your shoulder blades basically to the first block, and bring your head to the second block. And we're just going to keep our feet on the mat for today, and the arms can come kind of out to the side as an extension of your shoulders. You can close the eyes if that feels okay. Yeah, so you should feel this first block kind of supporting the shoulder blades. You'll know whenever the bottom edge of the blocks kind of in line with the nipple line, or almost the bottom of your bra line if you're wearing like a traditional bra, if that's even a thing. And today we're talking about empathy, a theme that we've explored before. And think around this idea, sometimes we think that these feelings of, or these virtues even, of like empathy and compassion, we use them, we show them to ourselves or give them to ourselves, and somehow we'll have less for others. But we won't have enough to give away. And we tend to, I know myself especially, will want to kind of try to reserve my compassion for like other people. And we often forget about ourselves. But what actually happens, and I wrote down this line because I want to remember it, when we practice empathy with ourselves and others, we create more empathy. And I found a similar thing when we tap into love, when we decide we're gonna approach all situations with love, or situations that feel hard with love. We end up just creating a little bit more love in other situations too. And the same thing happens for me with gratitude. When I start thinking about the things that I'm grateful for, and I make that a practice, what happens generally is that I just find more things that I'm grateful for. The gratefulness or gratitude expands, and this happens with empathy and compassion as well. So I'm inviting you today to consider this idea. And to center yourself a little bit when it comes to letting yourself kind of have enough, creating enough space for yourself to treat yourself with this element of kindness, compassion, empathy. Bring your arms closer into your body and press the palms down through the forearms and just lift yourself up to sit. Feet come to the mat, knees come about as wide as the armpits, and then just wrap the arms around the knees and touch the hands. And just pause here, just notice where there is energy, new energy perhaps. Oftentimes, we want to pay attention to the pose itself, but we can find even more perhaps in what happens after the pose. Yeah. The eyes are closed, open them, and then we'll just take our blocks to the front of the mat. And cross the feet in front of you and roll over the knees out to your hands and knees. Very good. Yeah, so just slap the shoulders over the wrists and hips over the knees. Start out by tucking, tuck the left toe behind you and lift your right arm. Then lift the left heel up and underneath the hip. Breathe in. Breathe out and just release the hand and knee back down. Take the opposite of each of those. Lift the left arm and the right leg. Breathe in. Breathe out and release. Inhale, come back to the first one, right hand, left foot. Everything's extended, so you're reaching the fingertips in the opposite direction of the foot. Breathing in. Building a little heat out. Breathing in. Exhale, right hand comes down, tuck your left knee behind your right knee. So you've got crossed thighs, right leg in front. Walk the hands a little to the right so they stay underneath the shoulders. And then breathe in, we're going to take some cat cows. Let the belly drop down, chest reaches forward, chinless. So it's time to be your biggest cat cow. Just start to feel into it. We're going to come back to this again. Puff up the back on the exhale for cat pose. A few more. Breathing in. Breathing out. Maybe take it like 50% or less. Breathing in. Breathing out. And then come back to center. This time, tuck your right toes behind you. Lift your left arm and then lift your right heel. Breathe in. Breathe out, release. Inhale, opposite hand, opposite foot, right hand, left foot. Breathe in. Breathe out, release. Inhale, come back to the first one, right foot, left hand. Breathe in. Breathe out. Keep reaching the finger and the toes in opposite directions, finding length on the sides of the waist. And then exhale, left hand comes down, tuck your right knee behind your left knee. Walk the hands a little to the left. So left thigh is in front. And then breathe in, take some more cat cows, chest, or belly drops down, chest reaches forward, chin lengths. Exhale, puff up the back, press into the hands on the tops of the feet. You can start to make your cat cow a little bit bigger. Breathing in. Breathing out. Let the breath guide you. So when you run out of breath, change the movement. Yeah. Prioritize the breath. Good. And then come back to neutral and just find hands and knees. Take the hands forward, tuck the toes and find downward facing dog. So pedal up the feet. Shake the head no. Press through the hands. Really find length on the side of your waist. Good, and then bring your knees back down to the mat. Yeah, bring wrists underneath shoulders. From here, tuck your right toes. And reach, actually bring your right knee down. Bring your right fingertips forward first. Tent the hands so you're coming onto the balls of the fingers. And then reach your right toes behind you. So you've got same foot, same leg this time. Really lengthen through the sides of the waist. And then try not to sink into this left hip. Press down to the knee and the hands so you're staying lifted. Obliques start to come online. Lengthen the sides of the waist. Breathing in. Breathing out. Bring your right hand back. Lift your right heel in line with your hip. Inhale. Exhale, bring the knee towards your right armpit and then step the foot outside the hand. Walk hands forward, tuck left toes, look back, knee here in a lizard pose. And then look forward and just rock forward and back a few times. Really nice. And then step your right foot back, plank pose. Bring your left knee to the mat, spin to the inner edge of your right foot. Right arm reaches up, breathe in. Breathe out, reach the right arm up and over the ear, supported side plank. Lengthen through the right side of the body. Breathing in. Breathing out. Hand comes to the mat. Find plank pose. Look forward. Exhale, knees to the mat. Child's pose. Forehead comes to the mat. The knees don't have to go super wide. They're just about as wide as the armpits. Breathing in. Breathing out. Come back to hands and knees. Lift yourself up. And then take your right fingertips forward. Make sure your right wrist is underneath your right shoulder. Tense the fingertips. And then tuck your left toes behind you as well. Try not to sink into your right hip. Press through the right shin and the right hand. Breathing in. Breathing out. Lift through the left side. One more in and out. Right hand comes back underneath the right shoulder. Lift the left heel. Exhale. Left knee comes to the left armpit and then step the foot outside the left hand. Walk the hands forward. Tuck back toes. Lift the back knee. Lizard pose with the hands on the mat. Maybe you bring the blocks underneath hands if they don't reach. And then just look forward and walk forward and back. A few times here. Good. And then step to plank pose. Exhale, right knee comes to the mat. Spin to the inner edge of your left foot. Left arm reaches up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Reach the left arm up and over the ear. Look up and underneath the armpit. Pull the shoulder blade back onto the back. Breathing in. Breathing out. Hand comes to the mat. Inhale to find plank pose. Exhale, knees to the mat. Child's pose. Forehead comes to the mat. Breathe into the ribs. Feel the belly on the thighs. And then come up to hands and knees and find downward facing dog. Pedal up the feet. Inhale, come to plank pose. Exhale, lower all the way to the belly, onto the toes. Take the hands off your sticky mat onto the wood floor. So fingertips and wrists are underneath elbows. Breathe in, lift the head and the chest and the mouth. Exhale, reach the chest forward and down. Forehead comes to the mat. Twice more like this. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Hands come underneath the armpits. Press the hands and knees. And find downward facing dog. Go ahead and pedal up the feet a few more times. Shoot the head down. And begin to walk the feet towards the front of the mat. Take your time. Come up onto the fingertips. When you get to the top, take a half lift forward. Exhale, hands to the waist. Heavy your tailbone to stand all the way up. Heels and feet together. Take the hands by the side. Actually, just kidding. Separate the feet a little. Interlace hands behind you. Reach the knuckles down towards the floor. Let that lift the chest. Notice the upper arm bones externally rotating here. Chin lifts. Exhale, bend the knees. Fold over the legs, belly to thighs, arms and hands reach up and overhead. Let that head fall. Okay, stay with the breath. And then bend the knees, hands pull back and come all the way up to stand. Release the hands, give yourself a hug. Right arm on top. Find something to look at. And then release the arms, interlace the hands behind the back. Take the opposite interlacing, non-habitual grip. Reach the knuckles down towards the floor. Let the heels of the hands go wide. Yeah, and then let the shoulders roll back a little bit. Upper arm bones roll back. Sternum lifts, chin lifts. Exhale, bend the knees. Just soften over the legs. Hands reach up and over the head. Yeah, just let the head hang heavy. Breathe in, bend the knees, hands pull back, and then come all the way up to stand. Release the hands, give yourself a hug, left arm on top. And take the hands by the sides. Now heel the feet together and gather the hands in front of your heart center. Let the eyes close. Tune into your breath. Let this be a moment of arrival, another moment of arrival, right? We're always constantly arriving into a new moment, landing, arriving, coming. Try to do that in this moment here. And as you arrive, just notice where in your life can you be a little bit more empathetic, a little bit more compassionate, just more kind in general to you, to yourself. Where can you soften a little bit? Where can you say more things like, we did the best we could? Or, that's the best that we could do with the information that we had. Maybe we made a mistake, but it's okay, and I forgive you. Because we didn't get the reaction that we wanted from a friend or a family member doesn't mean that you're bad or wrong. That's because we're sad or angry, frustrated, or lost our temper doesn't mean that we're bad or wrong. And then we speak to ourselves more like we're speaking to a best friend. So I'm just asking you to kind of identify some of those moments or some of those places where we lose ourselves a little bit. We can always find more ways to be less critical of our number one, which is yourself. Let the eyes open, take the hands by the side. Let's get moving here. We'll come back to this. Breathe in and reach the arms up and overhead. Look up. Exhale, soften the knees, hands come by the sides and fold over the legs. Inhale, look forward, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back. Keep hips lifted, downward facing dog. Breathe in and roll to plank pose. Look forward. Breathe out, lower the knees, arch the back, lower the chest and the chin. Inhale, press the shins down, slide forward, cobra. Head and chest lift. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 cycles of breath here. Press through the hands. Totally fine to have the knees bent here for 1, 2. Kind of soften the front ribs a little bit. 3, lift the heels, bend the knees, gaze forward between the hands. Step or jump to the front of the mat. When you arrive, half lift. Exhale, fold over the legs. Breathe in, soften knees, arms reach to the sides and up. Look up and see the hands. Exhale, pull the hands through center. And then find Tadasana, hands by the sides. Heel to the feet together. Breathe in, sit hips low, arms reach up, chair pose. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, take a half lift, look forward. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, downward facing dog. Breathe in, roll to plank pose. Breathe out, lower the knees. Arch the back, lower chest and chin, look forward. Untuck toes, press chin. Cobra pose, head and chest left, just a baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in, lift your right leg up. Breathe out, step the foot forward between the hands and spin your back heel down. Inhale, cartwheel the arms up, warrior 2. Exhale, right forearm to the top of the right thigh, left arm reaches up and over, side angle variation. Soften your front ribs. Press through the right forearm so that you're not crunching into the right shoulder. And then breathe in, reverse warrior, lift up, right hand reaches up and back. Breathe out, cartwheel the hands to the mat. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, lower the left knee, spin to the inner edge of your right foot. Breathe in, right arm lifts. Breathe out, put more weight into your left hand and float your right leg. Option here. Breathing in. Breathing out, right hand comes back to the back. Keep your right foot lifted, just square up the hips. Tuck your left toes. Breathe in, down dog split, right leg lifts. Breathe out, step the foot forward between the hands and spin the back heel down, prepping for warrior one this time. Reach the hands to the sides and up. Look up and see the hands touch overhead. Soften into your front knee as you press through the outer edge of your back foot. Thumbs reach up towards the ceiling. Breathing in. Breathing out, hands to the mat, flip up your back heel. Step back to plank pose. Breathe in and look forward. Breathe out, strong legs, lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in, left leg lifts. Breathe out, step the foot forward, swing your back heel down. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, left forearm comes to the top of the left thigh. Right arm reaches up and over the ear. Side angle variation, soften the front ribs. Press through the left forearm. Stay long on both sides of the waist. Inhale, reverse warrior. Left arm reaches up, lean back. Exhale, cartwheel the hands to the mat. Flip up your back heel, breathe in and plank pose. Breathe out, right knee to the mat, inner edge of left foot comes down. Breathe in, reach your left arm up. Breathe out, weight comes into the right hand. Shift forward a bit so that the left leg can float. Breathing in. Breathing out, left hand comes down, just square the hips, keep the left leg lifted. Tuck right toes, lift the knee, down dog split, left leg lifts. Exhale, step the foot forward and spin your back heel down for warrior one. Breathe in, arms reach to the sides and up. Look up. Exhale, soften your front knee. Keep the outer edge of your back foot anchored. Keep reaching the thumbs up. Breathing in. Breathing out, hands to the mat, flip up your back heel. Step to plank pose, breathe in and look forward. Strong legs, lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, hips lift. Downward facing dog, 3 breaths here. For 1, come back to your breath. 2, 3, lift your heels, bend your knees, step forward to the front of the mat, take a half lift when you arrive. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, sit hips low, arms up, chair pose. Exhale, stand up, Tadasana. Separate the feet, hands come to the waist. The feet just separate a little bit here. Wiggle the sides of the waist long. Exhale, soften the knees and fold over the legs. Fists come between the big toes. So measure out hip width distance. 2 fists between the big toes. And then grab the big toes with the first 3 fingers. Pull the toes forward as you look forward and lengthen the sides of the waist. Exhale, fold over the legs. Engage the quads and the hamstrings here. Even the calves. So the legs are super active. See if you can soften in the upper body. You soften all 4 sides of the neck. Open and close the mouth. Soften the shoulders. Vinyasa. Breathing in. Breathing out. One more cycle of breath here in. And out. Inhale, half lift, look forward, release the toes. Exhale, left foot steps, then right foot steps back to downward facing dog. Let the head fall heavy for a moment. Just arrive again, arriving again to the moment. Showing up fresh, showing up new. Here we go. Breathe in and lift your right leg. Breathe out, step the foot forward between the hands. Swing your back heel down, nice wide stance. Grab a block, place it outside the left or the right ankle. Right hand comes to the block. Breathe in and straighten your right leg. Breathe out, reach your left arm up, triangle pose. Exhale, flip the hand, grip the arm behind the back. Yeah, try to knit your front ribs together here. Lengthen out both sides of the waist. Take your gaze down and soften your front knee. Lean forward, you're going to come to half moon pose. Maybe bring the block with you. Left leg floats up. The right hand or block comes about 12 to 18 inches forward of your right pinky toe. And then keep the half line so the arms still drape behind the back. Maybe you take the gaze to the side or even up. Yeah, press through your right big toe. And then soften your right knee. Float back to triangle. Bring your block with you. Arrive. And then inhale, bend your right knee, Right arm reaches up and back, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel the hands to the mat. Flip your back heel up. Breathe in, step to plank pose. Breathe out, left knee comes to the mat, spin to the inner edge of your right foot. Breathe in, reach the right arm up. Breathe out, lift your right leg up. You can stay in the supported side plank or float. One more option here, bend the knee and catch the foot behind the back. Keep the foot into the hand and let the front side of the body open. Breathing in. Breathing out. Release, take the hands to the mat, extend your right leg long. Keep the leg lifted, square out the hips, tuck your left toe, breathe in, down dog split. Right leg lifts, breathe out, step the foot forward between the hands and tap your back knee down. Untuck the toe, breathe in, reach the arms up and overhead. Breathe out, right or left arm goes underneath the right. Eagle wrap the arms, single bind or double. And then reach the elbows up and overhead. Let the hips sink forward. Keep the gaze to the inner crease of the elbows. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Exhale, come back to center. Unwind the arms, take the hands to the mat, tuck back toes, lift the back knee. Breathe in for plank pose, right foot steps back, look forward. Breathe out, strong legs, lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in, left leg lifts. Breathe out, step the foot forward and spin your back heel down, nice wide stance. Catch a block, place it outside your left ankle. Inhale to straighten left leg. Exhale, reach the right arm up, triangle pose. Breathe in. Breathe out, flip the hand and drape the arm behind the back, and then lean back into this arm a little bit without popping the front ribs forward or out of your front. So front ribs are soft as you lean back. Take your gaze down and soften your left knee. Pick up your block and take it with you. Half moon pose. Left hand comes forward about 18 or 12, depending on how long your torso is. Woo! Right leg stays lifted. And then you can play with the gaze. Keep the gaze down for more balance and stability, or you can take the gaze to the side, or all the way up to the ceiling. Take the gaze back down, soften left knee, float back to triangle pose, arrive. And then breathe in, soften left knee, left arm reaches up and back, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel the hands to the mat, flip up your back heel. Step to plank pose. Exhale, right knee comes to the mat, spin to the inner edge of your left foot. Breathe in, left arm reaches up. Breathe out, float your back leg, or just an option too. Stay here, or bend the back, or bend the left knee and catch the foot behind the back. Keep the foot into the hand and let the front of the body open here. Let the gaze go up towards the ceiling. Stay with your breath. Keep the face soft. And then release. Left hand comes down. Just square the hips. Left leg stays lifted. Tuck right toes. Lift the knee. Down dog split. Left leg lifts. Exhale. Step the foot forward between the hands. And drop your back knee down on top of the toes. Inhale. Arms reach up and overhead. Anjaneyasana. Crescent lunge. Eagle wrap. Arms right goes underneath left. So single wrap. Back of the hands press. Double wrap. Palms press. Let the hips sink down. Elbows reach up. Look up at the crease of the elbows. Breathing in. Breathing out. Stay with it. Breathing in. Breathing out. Come back to center. Unwind the arms. Take the hands to the mat. Frame the front foot. Tuck back toes. Lift the back knee. Split. Plank pose. Look forward. Breathe out. Strong legs. Lower halfway. Inhale. Upward facing dog. Chest lifts. Chin lifts. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Observe 3 breaths here. Let the head fall heavy. That's 1. Feel free to flutter the lips or sigh out the mouth. That's 2. And 3. Breathe in, lift your right leg. Breathe out, step the foot forward between the hands and swing your back heel down. We're coming through this series again. Bring the block outside the ankle. Inhale to straighten right leg. Exhale, right arm lifts up. Triangle pose. Flip your top hand, drape the arm behind the back. See if you can lengthen the underside of the body. Keep the front ribs knit together for now. Look down and soften your right knee. Another round, float into half moon pose. Maybe the block comes to a higher setting. Left leg is floating up. Stay here in another round of half moon, or bend your left knee. Take your left hand from your low back and touch the outer edge of the foot. Keep the foot into the hand. Chaturanga variation. Keep pressing down through the big toe mound of your right foot. Breathing in. Breathing out. Release, find half moon again. Soften your front knee and slide back to triangle pose. Breathe in, bend your right knee, lift up, reverse warrior. Right arm reaches up and back. Yes. Breathe out. Cartwheel the hands to the mat. Low lunge. Breathe in and step to plank pose. Breathe out. Left knee comes forward outside the left wrist. Sink the hips low for pigeon pose. Untap your back toes. Right leg super long. Come to the pads of the fingers. Stay lifted here. Maybe you walk the finger pads a little bit forward. Otherwise, stay where you are. Breathe. Come back to the breath. Yeah, humming can be nice. I'm doing it intuitively or naturally. There's like a lot of science behind humming that I can't really remember any of right now, but it's extremely soothing to the nervous system. That's the main point, right? That's what you want to remember. Keep the hands back. Tuck your right toes, lift your right knee, and step to plank pose. Look forward. This time come through Chaturanga and lower all the way to the belly. Bring your forearms to the mat. Lift up into Sphinx pose. So the forearms are parallel here. Yeah, and then bring your right hand towards your left. Use your left hamstring to pull the left heel towards the seat. Reach back with the left hand, touch the inner edge of the foot. So the whole gaze, the whole chest turns to the left. Pull your left heel closer to the butt, the outer edge of the hip. And then some of us might be able to swivel the fingers forward, elbow points up. Jill, I know you did this last week with me. You know the drill. Turn your chest forward. Press through the forearms, or the right forearm. Don't sink into the right shoulder. Yeah, breathing in. Oh, breathing out. If you lose it, come back. No big deal. Again, in and out. Look completely to the left before you release the foot. And then come back to center. Take the elbows wide. Put the right hand on top of the left and bring your forehead to the hand. Let the heels splay out and then just swivel the hips side to side a few times. Very nice. Take the hands underneath the armpits. Press the hands and knees. And then set yourself up so wrists come underneath the shoulders. You know the drill. Reach your right leg back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take your knee towards your nose and step the foot forward between the hands. Let the hips sink forward. This time you're going to walk your hands to the top of your right thigh. Stay here. And you might grab your strap at this point. Use your left hamstring to pull the left heel in towards the seat, just like you did on our bellies. Left hand reaches back and catches the outer edge of your left ankle. You might stay here and then just turn your chest forward, all good. If you want to go a little bit deeper, the right hand can reach back and catch the inner edge of the right ankle. You have to pull the heel in towards the seat to get that. And then you can let the chest kind of slight open here, kick the foot into the hands a bit. Find some sort of balance though, where you're pulling the heel towards the seat. You want a quad opening as well. Keep lifting the chest, maybe the chin lifts as well. One more cycle here, in and out. First release the right hand if you have it, bring it back to the top of the thigh. Then release the left hand and let the toe drop down. Hands come to the mat to frame the front foot. Lift your left knee, step to plank pose, right foot steps back, look forward. Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in and lift your left leg up. Breathe out, step the foot forward between the hands. Spin your back heel down. Again, take your block outside the left wrist. Straighten the left leg, breathe in. Breathe out, right arm reaches up. Find length in both sides of the waist and then flip your top hand and drape your arm behind your back. Yeah, let this right shoulder kind of open, you can almost lean back into it. Look down at your right toes, soften your left toes, soften your left knee. Come into half moon pose. Maybe The block comes to a higher setting. Right leg floats. Stay for another round of half moon. Or bend your right knee, touch the outer edge of the foot with the right hand, and keep the foot into the hand here. Shavasana. Keep pressing down through the left big toe mountain. You can use the hamstring to pull the heel towards the seat. Breathing in. Breathing out. Release, come back to half moon. Soften left knee, slide back through triangle pose. Inhale, soften left knee, left arm reaches up and back. Reverse warrior, and then cartwheel and hands to the mat. Low lunge, right heel flips up. Breathe in and step to plank pose. Breathe out, right knee comes forward, outside the right hand, sink the hips low. Yes, stay on the finger pads. Stay lifted here. If the right hip is nowhere close to the floor, prop yourself up with a pillow. Maybe a blanket. Soften your gaze. Soften your jaw. Soften your brow. Yeah. Right? There's always those kind of habitual things that will tighten up or like clench, and we don't even realize we're doing it when we get to a posture or something in our lives that feels a little tough. And then kind of soften around that. Even when you notice it, try not to be like, oh man, I did it again. Like, it's okay. We're just doing yoga. It's all good. We're learning in a non-linear way. Trust yourself that you will continue on whatever path you created, whatever path is meant for you. That's so important to just relax a little bit into knowing deeply that whatever is meant for you won't leave you, and it will come to you when it's meant to. And I truly believe that. Bring your hands back to the mat, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Step to plank pose. Look forward and lower to the belly. Come to a sphinx pose. Forearms come to the mat. Find parallel forearms. And then bring your left hand over to your right and look over to the right. Pull the right heel in towards the right so you can use that hamstring. And then right hand reaches back, hits the inner edge of the foot. Pull the heel towards the outer edge of the right hip. Yeah, and then fingers maybe they swivel forward. Elbow points up, turn the chest back to the front. Press through the left forearm. Press through the top of the left foot. Half frog pose here. Breathing in. Breathing up. If it's too much on the low back, just shift this left forearm forward and in the mouth. Again, inhale. Exhale, turn yourself all the way to the right and then release the foot. No strain in the knee. That's our game. Elbows go wide. Left hand on top, bring the forehead down, and just drop. Right, that's another thing that we kind of practice here is, can you just drop it all for a second? You know, effort, and then just release this need to make something happen. Can you just drop it and move on? Really empowering in my opinion. It's more like relieving than you think it would be. Slide the hands underneath the armpits, press your hands and knees. Adjust yourself a little bit here, and then reach your left leg back behind you, lift it up, and then take the knee towards the nose and step the foot forward. Let that hip sink down here. And you're going to walk your hands to the top of the left leg. No strain in this next piece. Grab your strap if you need. And then tuck your right toe and take the knee back a little bit. And then from here, it's a little bit easier with the foot flex to engage the hamstring. So pull the right heel up. Right hand reaches back for the outer right ankle. Stay here. Maybe you're just pressing through the left hand. This can be like plenty. Or maybe you reach the left hand back and touch the inner edge of the ankle. Once you have it, you can keep the foot into both hands a little bit here. Let the chest lift. Either way, allow the chest to lift. Allow the chin to lift. Breathing in. Keep sinking the hips. Breathing out. One more cycle here. In and out. Let the left hand go first. Bring it to the top of the left thigh. And then release the right hand. Keep the hands to frame the front foot. Tuck your back toe, lift your back knee. Step to plank pose, look forward. Strong legs. Exhale, lower halfway. Breathe in, up dog. Breathe out, downward facing dog. Just watch a cycle of breath here. In and out. Come to plank pose, breathe in. Breathe out, lower all the way to the belly. This time bend both knees. And reach the hands back and touch the outer edges of the feet. Pull your knees in so that they're hip width distance. And then the calves, the bottom part of the leg is just in line with that. Just notice if the shoulders are drooping down towards the floor. Lift them away. Yeah, feel the space between the collarbones. Almost like you're finding a back bend before even coming into it. And then on your next inhale, lift the head, the shoulders, keep the feet into the hands. Engage the hamstrings a little bit and pull, or lift your knees rather. Keep looking forward, bow pose, down your asana. Balancing on the belly, the lower two ribs. Keep kicking the feet, keep lifting the knees. One more cycle of breath in. And we'll lower the mat. Release the feet, bring the forehead to the mat, and again, just drop. How much can you let go of this? And even if it doesn't seem like that big of a deal, like, yeah, I can totally let go. I can totally just drop it in this physical practice, but maybe you're asking yourself, how the hell does that even translate to anything in my real life? And this is another one of those things, just trust that it does. It's not perfect. We are not perfect. Sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't. Press yourself to hands and knees, but know that the more that we recognize it in our practice on the mat, it will translate off the mat. I've seen it happen. I've seen so many things transform in my own life, and that is how I know. Okay, we're coming to pigeon pose. So reach your right leg back behind you, and then take it into half pigeon or one-legged pigeon. Sink the hips down, so tuck your right toes and scoot that knee back. Yeah, stay lifted here. We're coming into one-legged king pigeon, one of my favorite poses. So you have a lot of options. You can stay here. You can bring the forearms, if you're feeling like I'm just not doing that, like I need a minute, you can bring the forearms to blocks on a high setting. I do want you to stay lifted though. If you want to move along with me a little bit further, bring your fingertips back a little bit towards your hips and bend your left leg. So the left foot comes in towards the back of the head. You're using the hamstring here to pull the heel in. Left hand reaches back, just like we did in Vinyasa, and that might even be easier to access the back leg like this. If you happen to be open in the hips and they're like externally rotating pigeon. Stay here and turn the chest back forward. Maybe you stay. Maybe you lean forward and take the right hand to the inner edge, and then you can kick the foot back and find this. I don't know. It kind of looks like a boat to me, or like one of those like floaty duck things that you ride in. Random imagination. If you want to take the arms up and over the head or take a deeper variation of this, you can come along even further. Release the right hand, and you'll look back at your left foot, point the toe a little bit. You're going to flip the left hand up and touch the outer edge of the foot. And then the elbow comes around to the side and then up and over. The right hand will reach up and overhead. Let that head fall back and the bottom of the foot comes towards the head. Breathing in. Breathing out. Wherever you are, gently release. Keep the hands back to the mat. Tuck your back toes, lift the back knee. Step to plank pose. Breathe out. Breathe in. A little forceful exhale out. Belly pulls in. And bring the knees to the mat. Take another cycle of breath in. And out. You can sway the hips side to side. Very nice. And then the left knee comes forward. We're going to go straight to the other side. Sink the hips down. So tuck your right toes and then like kind of guide your hips back and down towards the floor. And you want to bring your right thigh bone to the mat. So instead of being on the right knee, you're kind of on the right thigh bone. stay lifted. And then you've got your options. You can bring the forearms to blocks on a high setting, stay lifted. Pull your right heel in towards your seat, and then right hand reaches back for the outer edge of your ankle. And then turn yourself forward, option 1 or option 2 actually. If you want to reach the other hand back, lean forward and touch the outer edge of the ankle, and then kick the foot into the hands, let the chest lift. Look forward here. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then third option, if you're taking this, you're going to take the left hand to the center. Lean back, touch the outer edge of the right foot. The elbow comes out and around. Left hand reaches up and over. You might touch the toes or the ball of the foot. And then let the head look up a little bit here. Whoop, I fell out of it. Wherever you are, gently release, hands to the mat. Come to plank pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in, and then slightly forceful exhale. Belly pulls in. We're just stabilizing the back here. And bringing the knees to the mat. Hands and knees. Take a block. Place it between the ankles. Sit back on the block. Hands come to the lap. Let the eyes close. And again, arrive. Come to this new seated posture with fresh eyes. A fresh mindset, new breath. And just tune into the breath. See if you can let go of everything that came before this seated position. Love is the last thing you need to ration in this world. The surest way to ensure you have a reserve of compassion and empathy for others is to attend to your own feelings. So give yourself a moment here to attend to your own feelings. Right? Sometimes the biggest way that we deny ourselves empathy and compassion is when we just shove our feelings down. I always think of shoving them down because when I let them out, they tend to come up through the chest and through the throat and out of literal tears out of my eyes, literal crying or sighing or whatever out of my mouth. Maybe some heaving in the chest, it comes up and out, and that's how I experience it physically. Everyone's a little bit different, so if it's something else, just when we don't let our feelings have space, that is one way that we deny ourselves this basic human thing, where we would never ask our best friend or someone that we love dearly to put away the way that they felt, or not validate their experiences and stories. And so let's just make sure that we're doing that for ourselves as well. Just allowing and creating the space to feel. Knowing and trusting that what happens when we create space, I like to compare it to when you create a bunch of space for water. There's enough space that the water starts to evaporate. So if we compare our feelings to water, right there, it's physical and it's matter. It feels like more a heavier matter. It can fill up our whole body, or that's what it feels like sometimes. When we give it space to be, to fully exist, that is when it starts to evaporate. And that is when it starts to change from liquid form to gaseous form. It gets lighter. It's still there. It's still part of us, but we don't feel the weight as much. We have to let our emotions and our feelings exist in that space. You're just noticing how that might tie into this whole idea of compassion and empathy for ourselves. Feel the hands on the lap once again. Let the eyes flutter open if they aren't already. And then lift yourself up off the block. Roll over the feet. And scoot yourself forward on your mat and just let yourself roll down onto your back. Take the feet a little wider than the hips and let the knees knock in. And let the arms hang over the chest. So the right arm in front, left arm underneath. You might feel the sacrum on the mat here. And then take the other arm on top. And then heel toe your feet so that they're hip width distance. Release the arms. Lift the knees and just take the palms to the kneecaps and let the knees hang away from the chest. So the arms are long and you're just touching the knees. The feet hang heavy and the shins hang heavy. And then we'll pull the knees in towards the chest. Now just kind of countering all the back bending we did today. Knees come to the chest. You can rock side to side. And then lift the heels away from the seat. Take the arms behind the legs, so they're just going to go, the forearms are going to go between the calves and the hamstrings. Interlace the fingers, and then just let the shins and the calves hang heavy on top of the arms. So the knees are kind of wide here. The knees kind of hang right in the crook of the elbow, and you can rock side to side, giving the low back a little massage here. And yeah, we're still kind of just countering all the back bending we did today, all the space that we created for the heart and the lungs and the vital organs that kind of live in the front of the body. While we also strengthened our backs, finding this strong back, this place where we know we have security and stability in ourselves for love, compassion, and empathy. And then take the opposite interlacing. While at the same time, we keep this soft front. Encouraging us to stay open with ourselves, to be able to, from this place of security, knowing that we will have our own backs because we allow ourselves compassion, empathy, love. We can go then forward into the world and offer that to others as well, knowing that this well of goodness comes from ourselves, it comes from us, and then moves outward. Release this and hug the knees one more time into the chest. Bring the feet to the mat and extend the legs long. One more time. See if you can fully just drop into and maybe away from all the work that we've just done. So the arms come by the side, the palms face up. The feet splay out and the body begins to get heavy. Yeah. Release, relax, the jaws heavy, eyes are soft. Let yourself drop a little bit, knowing that nothing really left to hold on to. But fully knowing and trusting that you are being held by the ground for your own back. So that's it. without changing your breath at all. Just guide your awareness back to it. Just notice that you're breathing once again. Wiggle the fingers and the toes. Take the arms up and overhead for a nice big long stretch here. Allow the reach of the fingers to pull the knees up, soles of the feet come to the mat. And let the knees fall to the right side. Stack the legs, stack the head over the arms. Finding a little fetal position here. Keep the eyelids heavy or the eyelids closed and press through the left hand. Just really lazily allow yourself to come back to a seated position. Find a simple cross-legged seat. Feel the grounding of the hips pressing down through the mat, the lift of the crown of the head towards the ceiling. Hands just rest on the lap. In a world where so many have hardened their hearts to survive, the way that you feel things deeply is a gift. Gather the hands in front of your heart center. Maybe you can feel the heartbeat here. And then take your thumbs to the third eye. The space between the eyebrows is a way to seal your practice. Namaste with ease. Thanks, my friends. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. And I hope that was nourishing for your body and your soul. And so we're here for a sec. No class on Thursday. Doing birthday things on Wednesday. Just giving myself a break. We'll have class on Sunday. One thing to note is starting in August, I'm going to switch all classes to Zoom. It'll be great. We'll be able to see each other. We can like chat a little bit after. You can have ask questions. And thank you, Jill. And thank you so much for donating and consistently donating. That means so much to me. For this class, you can find me on Venmo and PayPal. I'm asking for a minimum $10 donation. Thank you so much. And have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you soon. Sending you love. Bye.